Thanks, Dan.
A little bit about me. Went to the University of Tampa. My undergrad was in human performance, concentration, and exercise physiology. From there, I went to a few different strength and conditioning facilities around the area. My goal was just to learn from as many people as I can that are way smarter than me, take their information, take bits and parts, make my own system. After that, I knew there was still a lot I wanted to learn, so I went back to school to get my physical therapy degree. And then since 2021, I've been in this system with Kika, Bomberito Performance, Force, trying to put all these pieces together. So you guys are here for draft prep. Does anyone have any questions or understanding of what draft prep is?
What is draft prep?
Okay, good.
I have zero understanding, couldn't care less about sports.
Okay.
I'm literally here for the experience.
Okay, good. Does anyone have any understanding of what draft prep is?
You said, do we have an understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your understanding of what draft prep is?
First, they're gonna go through a bunch of series of workouts,
Yeah.
training, prep, whatever they need to do to get to prepare for the draft, and then repeat it multiple times, whether they're doing it or not, and just to boost their reps or speed or whatever they need to.
Yep, exactly. Does anyone else have any interpretations of what draft prep is? Okay. So draft prep is the overall term, and then within draft prep, there's the NFL Combine, and then there's Pro Days. So everyone that comes down here, they're here for an 8-week training camp. There's about 50 people that fly in from all over the country. They'll be from Hawaii, Cali, Oregon, Florida, everywhere for this 8-week training camp. And our only goal is to help them prepare either for the NFL Combine, if they got an invite, or for the Pro Days. So the Combine takes place every year in Indianapolis, Indiana, last week in February, first week in March. It's 325 top athletes in college, and that's invite only. If you don't have an invite to that, you're going to your Pro Day, which is going to be the same event, the same structure, but just going to be at your school. So some of the players that get invited to the Combine, if they don't test as well as they want, they can still go to their Pro Day and do the same events. But if you're at the Pro Day, you don't get invited to the Combine, you can't go. Here, every year, we're really lucky to have 20, 30-ish athletes get an invite out of the top 325. So we're very fortunate to have such a high percentage for one small facility, 2 small facilities. The actual Combine, these are the events that take place in Indianapolis, and then will also take place at their Pro Day. It's good, even though we're not going to walk through the steps and how to do all the drills perfectly, it's good to have an idea of the vocabulary. So when an athlete comes in and says, I got hurt on the second step of an L, or I got hurt opening up in my 40, you at least have an idea of what the events they're training for are. So the money maker is the 40-yard dash. That's where they really move up the ranks, and that's where their name can become glorified. That's just running straight ahead, 40 yards. The faster you go, the better. The next one, Pro Shuttle, also known as 5-10-5. That's just go right here. You're gonna run 5 yards to your right or left, run 10 yards, and run back 5. That's why it's 5-10-5. Run 5 yards, 10 yards, 5. That's an agility drill. The main things you might see there would be like ankles. If people go into their cuts really aggressively, that's something to be mindful of. And then the next drill, another agility-based drill, would be the L drill. A lot of them just call it the L, which is here. You're running to cone 2, running back to cone 1, running around cone 2, looping cone 3, boom, sending it. So if someone says, I got hurt opening up in the arc of the L, at least you have an idea of what they're saying. The goal isn't for you guys to walk them through the drills on the field, but just to have an understanding of what the drills are. Next one is bench. Doesn't matter if you're big or small, everyone has to get under the bar 225, as many reps as you can. So if someone comes in and they have a lat injury, well, it's something to be mindful of. Communicate with your supervisor, communicate with PT. Hey, I noticed this on the table. So even though their events are mainly speed-based, there is still some shoulder involvement. Vertical jump, you might hear them say vert. How high can you jump up? Broad jump, you might hear them say broad. How far can you jump out? Position-specific work, so if you're a receiver, you're going to do drills for a receiver. If you're a quarterback drills, etc., etc. And then also throughout the day and during their pro day or draft, they have a bunch of interviews. Some of them will have interviews with every team, some with a few teams, depends on their level. And then they have different meetings with owners and GMs. I think they scrapped the Wonderlic, but a bunch of medical imaging as well. So at the actual NFL Combine, the NFL will find every injury they've ever had. We still don't know exactly how they find everything. And they will image every single thing. So if you've had 8 injuries, they will do an MRI on every single injury. And if you've ever had an MRI before, just being in one is annoying. Try to imagine 8 throughout the course of the day.
waiting
Yes.
for 100 people in front
Yes.
of you.
Yes. So they're throwing 325 people at the hospital that also functions as a hospital. So they're sitting there, they might get one, come out. Do another, wait 2 hours. Yeah.
Why? Why would they do a deep dive investigation like that? Why
Yeah,
is that
that's a lot
necessary?
If they're gonna give them a
to
lot of
them.
money to play in the NFL, they wanna make sure it's all
They're
online.
spending, they're spending 6 figures on you. I want you to be as healthy as possible.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
Betting on them.
yeah.
Okay.
The teams are looking at these guys as investments. So if you're willing to
Oh.
invest $10 million in someone, you want to make sure that you're getting your money back. If you're investing $1 million in them, you want to make sure that they're healthy enough to produce.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then on top of that, if you've ever had an MRI, you might be a little like beat up or sore after that. Turn around and going through 8. All of a sudden the doctor says, "Oh, we actually can't see your shoulder imaging. Okay, go back and do it again."
Mhm.
And that's what happens at the combine.
And now
So-
hold it at what position?
Yeah, hold it here, 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we didn't like that image. Okay, go back in line and do it again. So these are some of the things, the stressors that the guys have to go through if they do get invited to the combine. For you guys, the most important thing is just understanding that these are the drills, and if they say L, it means an agility drill. If they say shuttle, it's an agility drill. Vert is up, broad is out. Specifically at BPS, at Bomberito, is what we do in this facility. We get roughly 50 players recruited to this facility and then 50 for the Aventura facility, roughly 100 total. If we take a workload average for a normal human, roughly 30 minutes 3 times a week. Some people more, some people less, but more or less 30 minutes 3 times a week. If we look at the workload of a draft prep athlete here, they have 2 to 3 60 to 90 minute sessions 5 days a week, plus 1 and 2 on Saturdays. On top of all that physical training, which could be anything from speed, strength, agility, position specific, could be any accumulation of it. They also have a minimum of 2 rehab sessions a day. They might have 3, they might have 4. If they come in banged up, they might be here all morning from like 7 a.m. to 12. And then it's up to all of us to figure out how to be as productive as we can with our time. And then on top of that, 2 to 3 sessions of physical training, 2 to 4 rehab sessions a day. They also have film where they'll go over with their coach, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong from a speed perspective, weight room perspective. They go over interviews, how to speak properly with the general managers and owners, and then nutrient timing. Everything from a nutrient perspective is dialed down to a T. When they come in, they know they have breakfast at 6:45, 7. They come in, they have this shake they have to take before they lift, this pill they have to take after they lift. They have to take this lunch at this time, dinner at this time. Everything's structured and written out for them.
I gotta pause. Do we recommend any nutrition or supplements to
No.
these players?
No.
Nice.
Right?
Yes, good.
Because it's taken care of, and we don't know the process. I don't care how, if you got a dietetics, master's physiology, I don't care what it is. It's handled.
Yeah, thank you so much for saying that. Every year it happens. Sometimes it's a PT student, sometimes it's another profession. We have a sponsorship with Thorne, and they provide all of our supplements. We have a sponsorship with a nutrient company, so they provide all the meals for the athletes. Every year, sometimes it's PT students. They'll be like, "Hey, I really like this supplement. It works well for me. You should try it." And what happens if that supplement's not NSF approved, meaning the athletes can't take it? There's something in it, and they test positive for it. Now it's on us. Because the athletes talking to their agents are saying, "Well, I did everything they told me to, and I just failed a drug test. Like, that's potentially my career." So it's really, really important we have a process, we know it works, it has to be NSF certified. We, not me, we all work together here, we all have different roles, and the more we can communicate with each other, where maybe I see something and I go to you guys and say, "Hey, I saw this with XYZ, check it out," or vice versa. Or sometimes a strength coach will see something and he'll let us know. The more we can communicate, the more we'll all be on the same page with every athlete. So from a PT standpoint, we have physical therapists who also oversee electric stim, blood flow restriction, compression boots, ice bath, a few different other modalities. Cupping,
stretching,
yeah. You can also do needling, and then scraping.
They do that. We don't do that.
Yeah. We have you guys, massage therapists. Some might also be, is there anyone else in here besides Kiko that's MAT certified? Okay. We also have chiropractor, and then we have the strength and conditioning staff. We all work together. How can we integrate this? So we'll go through a general, and then we'll go through an example after for a hamstring. Massage therapist can do tissue preparation, massage. Everything Kika talks about is in your guys' scope. So she's going to go into a lot more detail than I am for today, but anything that she covers, fair game. From our standpoint, we'll strengthen the affected tissue. So Kika might come downstairs and say, hey, I noticed his hip was limited in internal rotation strength. Okay, now I'm going to take that information. I don't have to assess as much anymore. I trust her opinion. Maybe I'll take a second look, and then I'm going to strengthen that area. We could do various techniques either from manual perspective, or we could take them to the weight room. Then there's MAT. I'm just going to skip over that. If Kiko wants to talk about it, that's her bread and butter. Strength and conditioning, we have take them to the weight room. That's what that department is for. But if we do see anything on the table, like, hey, his knee is swollen, or whatever technique you guys were working on right before I got in here, communicate that to us, and we can communicate that to the strength staff, and then say, hey, maybe we need to limit his squatting for today. Maybe we need to decrease his range of motion. Maybe we need to just cut it. And all these things that we can do, because at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is that they're running well on their specific day. That's it. Our whole job is to make them run fast on that one day. And then we have chiropractic and their skills and how they'll be utilized is going to be different case by case. So we take a hamstring. Fortunately, I hope it doesn't happen too much, but we see hamstrings every year. Sometimes people come in with hamstring injuries. If not, they might get irritated throughout the course of training. From a massage therapist standpoint, you guys are going to massage, assess tissue quality each day, speak to your supervisors if you have questions. You have really, 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 really good supervisors. Please take that to your advantage and ask them questions and pick their brains as much as you can. Keegan and Roberto have been in the industry and have worked with a lot of top sports, a lot of top athletes, not just in the area, but in the world. So you take advantage of that and take it as a resource. PT wise, we can still, if it's a hamstring, we might want to work into the hamstring, or we might want to work around it. So if someone comes in grade 3, it's bruised, they can barely walk, I'm probably not going to touch the hamstring. I might go to the glute, trunk, calf, and we might work around it. And then MAT, same thing with Kika. If you want to touch on it, you can. If you want to leave it, you're more welcome.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can mention it. Just I'll go more detail later.
Okay, put that on hold. Kika will touch on that more. Chiropractic can do needles, either to the area or working around it. Same things can be case by case. And then S&C. So if they come in grade 3 hamstring, we might have to cut all their bridging, all their RDLs, any type of hamstring specific work until we can load into that specific area. Yeah.
I don't know too much about chiropractic. Is that stand for something, needles or actual needles?
It could be like acupuncture,
Okay.
dry needles.
Okay.
Yeah. They're probably not going to do like manipulation to the hamstring. So in this case, we still want to make sure they're in the loop. For example, if you guys do the tissue work for the hamstring, we work around the hamstring. We don't want the chiro to go in there and start digging on the hamstring as well. You might do manual for the other hamstring, you might for the quad. And that's where the more we talk, the more we'll make sure. The last thing we want is this athlete to get 3 rounds of tissue work on day 1. So the more we talk it out, the better it is. All right, recapping, what's a pro shuttle?
5, 10, 5.
5, 10, 5.
There you go, 5, 10, 5, boom, good work. Do we want to go over periodization, player list, daily schedule?
Yeah, that might be good, just to, so it's not, they see it once and they'll see it again and they'll see it again, so the more they expose to it, because it's very complicated.
Okay, we'll just touch on it. There's 3 schedules you guys have to look at every day.
How do you remember all of it?
The schedules?
Yeah, like if there's 3 schedules you have to follow every day, how do you follow it? Do you like have 3 schedules walking around with you at all times?
We do
On
have
the
3
wall.
printouts, and yeah, I'll just briefly touch on them. and then-
We'll have them on the wall there, by where the file cabinet is.
Okay.
When you go to get the files, you'll see all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never rely on that. I'm
Yeah.
always looking.
Oh yeah, I forget. I
A
forget as soon as I walk
reference.
away, I gotta go back. What was it? What are you doing after this? Yeah.
Go to the room.
So with the periodization, you got the schedule that says all the medical, so that we know when they're in the facility, where do they go? This is example of the group arrival. This is what they're doing. So this is a group list. That tells you what players are in what group. Each group has a different schedule, but if they're staggered, it's usually the same schedule, but staggered. One goes 1 hour than the next.
So the actual names of the athlete isn't important. They're going to be different this year, but it's important to know what group they're in. So if they say group 2, you're going to be at the field. Group 1, you have food, etc., etc. A lot of athletes won't know what group they're in, especially the first week or 2. So it's on us to make sure we can be like, all right, Cody, you're in group 2. Make sure you're, and then we'll look at the other schedule. So all this does is tell the athletes what group they're in. And this is more for us. The athletes shouldn't have access to this copy. This is the general schedule, so what group they're in. And then if there's anything specific going on for that athlete that week, it helps us make adjustments. So for example, these 2 are coming in. They're evaluations, they're brand new. So they're gonna have 0 idea where anything is, who anyone is. The more we can make them comfortable, the more we can introduce them to some of their other group members, the better off they'll be for them. These guys are testing. So, you already went over the tests, where it's like 40-yard dash, shuttle, L. They have to do all of those tests that they're cleared for. If they come in and they have a hamstring strain, they're probably not going to run a 40-yard dash. But they still do everything that they're cleared for. We haven't touched on it yet, but there are all-star games throughout this 8-week training camp. So if they get invited to that, they'll be out anywhere from 4 to 6 days. So that all of a sudden 8-week training block is now a 7-week training block. Just things to think through from a training perspective, and they might come back from that all-star game beat up. So now there's new injuries we have to think through on top of the ones they had from the season. And then these guys are at the bottom are deload or downloads. So every 3 to 4 weeks, their volume will be cut in half. So the amount of work they're doing in the weight room, the amount of work they're doing on the field, it's going to be cut. Let the body recover, and then next week they turn it up again. Main thing for you guys to know here is just if this guy comes in, he's in group 4. This guy comes in, group 3. This guy comes in, group 2, group 1.
Okay. The group list.
Yeah, group list.
Are we going to be designated to certain groups, or do we have to memorize their schedule?
You won't memorize their schedule, but if you know their name, it will help you.
Okay.
The next schedule will better clarify that.
Okay.
There's a coach that's in charge of each group.
Mm.
So when we need to know something about group 1, there should be a designated group leader, and that's one of the coaches. They're the one that makes sure they get to all their appointments on time. They get to where they're supposed to be on time. That's their job.
And the expectation isn't for anyone to become extremely comfortable with this day 1. It's a lot of information. That's why I'm just touching it to you, so next time you see it, you'll be a little more familiar. Doesn't matter, massage, PT, whatever, like everyone's confused the first time you see it. That's normal. Alright, so now that you know who's in what group, this is the group schedule for the day. So group 1, every day they're here at 6:30. Group 2, every day they're here at 7:30. 8:30, 9:30, and it's staggered on the hour, or on the 30-minute block. So all of a sudden, someone from group 4 shows up, and it's 8:30. You say, hey, your group starts at breakfast. You talk to your supervisor, make sure he doesn't get thrown into group 3, because then he's going to be thrown off for the entire day. every morning, it's going to be different depending on the theme for the day, but there's going to be something medical, which I'll zoom in to the next schedule and then you'll see what medical consists of. They have breakfast, they have speed, which will be at the field. You guys don't, none of us go to the field. We're here, this is our base. Then they might have regen, come back, that's where we can assist as well. Lunch, video, which is going over technique, lift, ice bath, and then they're on their way for the day. So when these guys fly in for 8 weeks, they are here all day, every day. Like, this is their job. Their job is to prepare for,
I just wanna say, like, they go to the field here at North Miami, they go out the door.
Yeah.
It's all on site. So that's why we stress that you guys should try to distribute your time between each facility so you can see how it works at each facility.
yeah.
Okay.
I second that, what Kika says, even though one spot might be more convenient for you guys,
Yeah.
driving wise, it is really, really, really good to get an idea of how both facilities are operated.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of similarities and there's gonna be some things that are different. The cultures will be a lot the same, but there's also gonna be some things different. So if you can get exposure to both, it will help you guys in the long run. So this is what each group is doing at what time.
This is the group schedule, or the periodization for the day. If you hear that term with the periodization chart, this is their periodization for the day. You've got the group list, and you've got the group schedule or the periodization. That's what we did. Now we'll have the medical schedule. This is based on, when I asked you guys for your schedule, I put it in a big schedule. We decide what days you're gonna be here, what hours. If you give me 20 hours of availability, I'll only put you in for 10 unless you tell me you want more. But I want as many hours of availability as you have so I can stagger everybody appropriately at different facilities and all that.
Once that is determined, then that is how the schedule is made. So on the second schedule where it says medical, this is a zoomed in of what each athlete is going to be doing every half an hour throughout their medical and regen. So for example, if, I'll just say Kika says she's going to be here at 7 o'clock and she has a problem, isn't here till 8, now we have to find somewhere to put these guys for that next hour. So it's really, really important to be on time, if not early, so that the whole schedule flows in sync. As you can see, everything is blocked off literally in 30-minute segments. So if I'm not here, if I'm not doing my job, it messes up the entire schedule. If Cairo's not here, all of a sudden we have to find someone. If MAT, massage, someone isn't here during their block, now we have to find somewhere to put that athlete. So please try to make sure you're early. Now, this will tell you who you're gonna have at which spot. If you're here at 7 o'clock and you have an athlete, they're not here, please communicate that to your supervisor, and then they'll put it in our group chat so we can know where are they. Do they sleep in? Are they sick? What's going on?
Did they go to Boots?
Yeah, did they go to the wrong station? A lot of times they'll be in the bathroom or in the wrong station or sitting on their phone, and we just need to make sure that they're at the right spot at the right time. A lot of times they might say, oh, I think I have a massage. They'll come up here just because they want a massage. Please check your schedule before you start massaging them. They'll come in, you'll be 7 minutes into the massage realizing the person you're supposed to have is downstairs still eating oatmeal.
And they'll be mad that they missed their 7
Yeah,
minutes.
not really mad, just please check the schedule.
Don't let them switch on you either.
Oh yeah, good one.
Because they're gonna try to say, I wanna do this, I don't wanna do that, will you switch with me? They gotta get approval for that.
Yeah.
How would you respond to them?
Oh, let me check with Kika, my supervisor, if that's okay. Because then I gotta say, why are they doing this? Then we gotta hunt down, do they not like the therapist that they're working at? Are they gonna go kick around and do something they're not supposed to be doing? Are they wasting time? Are they chatting with some girl? Are they arguing with something? Then we gotta, there's a reason that we gotta unload. So, yeah. So we usually don't allow it unless it's in the group chat that it was approved ahead of time.
Yeah.
So if they're missing, we have to go find them?
No.
What?
You guys stay up here. Do not start to.
Okay, I was
Yeah, thank you for asking. That happens every year too. Stay up here, communicate with your supervisor. We'll be alerted, and then or BPS will send someone to find them.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys stay on your table. Don't. Yeah.
You know what happens, you go downstairs, they come upstairs.
Yeah.
Unless we specifically tell you, go get this guy.
Yeah.
But once you walk downstairs, they're gonna come up behind you and then we gotta find you.
Yeah.
So try not to. We have a group chat with all medical and all the coaches. The coach in charge of that group should know where that guy is. So if you say, hey, where's your guy? oh, he's running late. That's his job.
Yeah.
How many people are in each group?
Rough.
No, eight to
Yeah.
the most.
Eight to 10, but if they ask you, try to avoid it, because they're told small groups. That's why they're not allowed to have access to the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Everything's just like,
yeah,
just
just
keep it between
yeah.
here and nothing. They shouldn't have to know that.
Yeah.
They're given individual attention with a small group, but if they see there's 40 people here, they're gonna say, oh, I'm one of 40. No, you are one of however many your group is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good question. Both good questions. So every time the top left corner is you guys. That's massage. So you follow the script. They'll tell you who you're gonna see at what time. But what will happen is sometimes, let's just say Tyree comes at 7. He might say, where do I go next? Then it's up to whoever's working with him to check the 7:30s and try to find his name. The first few times you do it, it's gonna be a little time consuming. After a few days, you'll start picking up a lot quicker than you think.
Yeah.
And if you have questions with how to read it, just come talk to one of us. We're all here to help each other.
So where's Tyree at 7:30?
Right there in boots.
Boom.
What if his name wasn't there?
Yeah. What if you didn't see Tyree anywhere? You checked. You had
We
your
talk
coach.
to our supervisor.
Boom. There you go. Talk to your supervisor. Yes. Good. Don't go check the facility and try to make your own schedule. Yeah, good. So PT, physical therapy, oversees this. So we have 2 actual PTs treating all the time. Then there's a few different modalities, whether it's red light laser or Hivamat. And then the rest is going to be boots done on the turf, and then complex, which is electric stimulation. They're going to rotate through. They all should have a certain amount of massages a week, a certain amount of PT a week. Everything should be calculated out. You guys don't have to worry about that. Just know if someone does voice to you, hey, I haven't had a massage in a week, please communicate that with your supervisor. And that's the schedule. I know it's overwhelming the first few times you look at it. That's normal. It'll get better the more you look at it.
Do you ever get like twin athletes where they try to switch with each other, or does that just not happen?
Like identical twins?
Yeah. Does that ever happen?
I can't. I don't.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think of. We've had twins. We've had brothers that are really similar, but you usually can tell different tattoos.
Yeah,
Okay.
different freckle somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Different haircuts. Yeah.
All right. So those are the 3 schedules. It'll get better the more you look at it.
Can we get a copy of that?
Not right now. You'll see it. We'll talk about this again before we start.
Okay.
Urgency of each week. It's an 8-week program. They're here for 8 weeks. This is it. They have 1 shot at interview. If they don't make it, they don't make it. If they do, they do. So every week is extremely important, but it's going to start getting condensed the more we look at it. So, as I mentioned before, we might have an all-star game week 3. So now, the middle of week 2, we're going to have to start getting them ready for it. They might come in, they're hurt. So now all of a sudden, 8-week program is now a 6.5-week program. All of a sudden now, some guys start catching up to them that are here throughout that time period that don't go to an all-star game. A lot of factors can happen. It's really important that we take each day as serious as we can. And then sometimes they'll come up banged up for an all-star game and might miss a week or 2. And then they can get hurt from training. Part of pushing the boundaries is you might get hurt. So here's an example of an 8-week schedule. This is the report, first week in January. They leave last week in February. Some will stay later, but generally this is how it works. All of a sudden, just for a visual, they go to an all-star game this week. Now we start tapering them off here. Now they have a week and a half to start training, going into week 4. So other guys might come in week 4 and they're at week 4 of the training. All of a sudden, the guy comes back, rolls his ankle. This is a Saturday, so now he's on week 5, but he's really a week and a half into training. So it's just important from a workload perspective to understand the importance of each day, because you got 1 shot.
That's why when I told you that kid that overworked the pec and he couldn't bench press for 3 or 4 days, that's why every day counts. So we don't want to be the ones that cause the problems. That's why we are very conservative in our approach to soft tissue work, because we don't want to be a problem. We want to contribute.
We're almost done, then you guys can get lunch. Psychological factors. At the end of the day, right now, you guys see them as big football players, have blue checks next to their name and with the mask and all the popularity, might see them on ESPN. But at the end of the day, they're humans just like us. They put their shoes and socks on just like us. They have feelings just like us. So this is the biggest and sometimes first interview of their entire lives. They might not express that they're stressed, but deep down a lot of them are very stressed, and we never know what they're going through. This is a dream they've all had since they were little kids, and they're one step away. So that comes with a lot of pressure, and everyone handles pressure very differently. You never know what they're going through, either with their career or outside of here. Maybe they had a friend pass away that morning, or a grandmother that's sick, or a girlfriend problem, or whatever it is. If you see something that seems really off, please communicate that with your supervisor. Maybe it is an injury that's nagging them. You really don't know, but maybe they're homesick. If you see something that seems off for a certain amount of days, you'll start building rapport with different athletes, and if it's one of the athletes you're close with, or you notice their mannerisms are changing, please communicate that. Chain of commands, when an injury does occur. Sometimes they'll come right to us. If they're very comfortable with you, they might come to you. Sometimes they're very comfortable with the strength coach, they'll go right to the strength coach. Before we talk to Pete, the owner of the gym, and their agents, we need to have as comprehensive an idea of what's going on as we can. So if they tell you any information that might seem helpful, just let us know so we can gather it before we start talking to Pete and their agents about how to proceed. We all want to be on the same page. So if you guys have information, please don't hide it. Each week, me, one of the supervisors, and then a strength staff will all talk about the players just to make sure we are on the same page. So if your supervisor is aware, hey, this guy's been off or something's nagging, it can be really helpful to creating the plan for the week. This is how we communicate. Group me.
Don't make fun of us.
If you see your supervisor on the phone, they're not bored scrolling, I promise you. They are reading way too many texts and updates about each player. So you guys saw a list of how many players are here. If an update is sent on every single player every single day, it's a long list of stuff to go through. Your supervisor is doing the best they can to get off their phone ASAP, but there's probably a lot of really important information on there.
It doesn't mean you can be on your phone.
Yes, please.
I can't be in my group then?
No.
Are we expected to join the same group chat?
No.
You will definitely not be
Okay.
on it for
You
your own
don't
sake.
want that.
You will not want, yes.
Okay.
Just treat. Your job is
Okay.
You get midnight text messages, you get rants, you get all kinds of stuff.
The other way we communicate is through binders. So downstairs is going to be binders of each athlete's training program, what they're doing that specific week. Over time, if you guys are more curious about the strength side, we'd be happy to show it to you so you can see how their strength stuff is transferring to here. Folders,
There's one right there.
example, she'll touch on that later on. She hasn't read it. And then the schedules we already went over. What's this drill?
I'll drill.
They don't have questions.
Ask one of them how they run it.
Huh?
Ask them how to run it.
Oh.
I should tell them how to run it.
You can do a demo out there, we'll set up the
we'll
call.
take that through.
Show us. Yeah, just.
If you guys want, we can go through it after you eat the lunch.
How was it again?
Huh? Yeah.
How does
So
it
you start at 1?
10, 5.
No. 5 times 5 is the
Wait,
other
where's
way.
that? Yeah, that's not that one.
That one's
It's
it's
L.
Then around the two,
and then around,
loop
then
around
two,
the
one.
three.
It's
and
1,
then-
2,
Once you
3,
got to
1,
the
1,
No.
2, 1.
You 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, 1, 2, then basically.
Alright, I'll go through with them and then you guys can eat.
Okay.
So this is the L. It's
1.
1 to 2, 2 to 1. Wrapping around 2, figure eighting around 3. Back to 2.
Arcing around 2.
Now, if you might think of it, you say, okay, well, why do they ever start at 3 and go to 1 so they can do it the other way? No. I don't know why. No one knows why. They only do it to the right. So they have to become very good at doing it this way. So every time it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The other drill is shuttle. Pretend this was right here. And now that's it. If you are curious about it, I'd be happy to walk you through it on the turf, but I see some of you guys are very hungry, so if you want to go eat, please go eat. Anyone else have questions? Okay, good.
Is anybody gonna stay here for lunch?
Yeah.
Do we have to be physical students?
Yeah.
Like PTA, or like come back over?
PTAs, physical therapists,
Yeah, there
and
should be
undergrads.
some downstairs.
Is there any-
You're the only doctor.
There's one other
There's
one. So.
tons of places around here. We got Whole Foods, we've got Chipotle, Pollo
Chipotle.
French